For the next part of my L.A.R.P armor kit, I'm making a chestplate. I originally sketched out the pattern, and then my boyfriend and I kind of worked on making a proper printable template. There was still a lot of development in real life off camera that I had to do to make sure it fit. But what really came in handy was using the template to trace on my design. Now, this is based off of the Bicolline from the Dragon Age video game series, which are basically devotional facial tattoos to the elven gods. The Bicolline that I've drawn on my armor is for Dirthaman, who's the god of secrets. Now, what you don't see in this condensed video is the 20 hours that it took me to actually trace on the design and tool it. I think it was worth it. It was a really meditative process. I really enjoyed it, and otherwise I wouldn't have done it. So here you can see the depth that I was trying to achieve. To put it together, I used a water-based adhesive called Bicolline. The reason why I wanted to do this is so that the front had a seamless look to it that wasn't going to have stitches. This is because the front has some curved shaping to accommodate my chest. And thanks, Mom, for actually putting this together so I could film how it was done. It was a bit tricky because of the curve, but as you can see, you just have to be patient with it and maneuver the leather to be able to attach all the pieces. I used the Briar Brown highlight. Now, this is not a dye, it's basically a layer that goes over top dye to improve dimensionality, but I used it as a dye because I think it really gives a lot of depth and dimension to the base coat, and I really like that texture and sort of how uneven it looks. I then used the gold Kova color to paint the Bicolline design. I spent a bunch of time dyeing all the straps and assembling the hardware before finally riveting the whole thing together, and then it was ready to wear. So this is a bit more of a casual reveal. I'm not really dressed up or anything, I just kind of put the breastplate on top of my clothes, but the idea was just to show how it fits and how the design itself is actually really quite flexible. So arms, there's a ton of space in here, but because it's actually quite cropped, it ends right around my natural waist, I can bend over really easily and it's not cutting into me. So there's that flexibility element in there, which while it's fantasy armor, it's still a little bit practical. So pretty good. So overall, I'm really pleased with it. I'm excited to do the proper reveal, which will have the whole L.A.R.P costume with all of the other armor and sewing bits that I'm working on. Not all of them are necessarily going to be videos, but yeah, it's coming together. So by August, probably September, there'll be a video kind of showing all the bits together. So I hope you enjoyed the process so far and get excited, I guess, to see more, especially because this is the first time I've ever really done something super duper fantasy, so